Does your mind go blank the moment you try to speak English? It's frustrating, but you're not alone. I'm Anna, your host here at English Talk, and I'm here with Leo. In today's lesson, we're breaking down the mindset shifts you need to speak with total confidence. This lesson is for anyone who is learning to overcome the fear of speaking English. Let's jump into our conversation and see how it's done.
Thanks, Anna. Honestly, I'm glad we're finally doing this topic. I feel like I've been hiding behind my grammar textbooks for months. Every time I think about introducing myself to someone new or just joining a group chat, I feel completely lost.
Why lost, Leo? You know the rules.
I know the rules on paper, but in the real world, it's like I'm failure-prone. I get this sudden wall of silence in my head. Yesterday, a neighbor tried to say hello, and I just nodded and walked away. I felt so rude, but I was just stuck. It makes me feel like I'll never actually get this right.
That stuck feeling has a name, and it's actually our first power word for today. It's called inhibition.
Inhibition? That sounds like something from a psychology textbook.
It's simpler than that. Inhibition is a feeling of embarrassment or worry that prevents you from saying or doing what you want. It's like a mental brake that your brain pulls when it thinks you might make a mistake.
That's exactly it. I have the engine running, I have the vocabulary, but my inhibition is holding the brake down so tight that the car won't move. I'm so afraid of being judged that I just stay silent.
And the more you stay silent, the more you feel like you've failed. It's a cycle. But today, we are going to break that cycle with logic and some very specific steps.
I'm ready, because right now the big picture looks pretty scary. How do I stop being afraid of every single syllable?
We start with step 1, lowering the stakes. Leo, you often treat a casual introduction like it's a final exam at a university. You think if you miss a the or an a, you fail the conversation.
Guilty as charged. I feel like if my English isn't 100% perfect, I shouldn't even try.
But that's not how communication works. This brings us to our second power word, intelligibility.
Intelligibility. That's a long one. Let me guess, it means being a genius?
Not at all. Intelligibility is simply the quality of being understandable. It's about the message, not perfection. If you say, I go to the store yesterday, is it perfect? No. Is it intelligible? Yes. I know exactly where you went and when.
So if I focus on intelligibility, I'm focusing on the person I'm talking to rather than the grammar book in my head.
Exactly. You are building a bridge. As long as the message crosses the bridge, the conversation is a success. When you stop aiming for perfect and start aiming for understood, your inhibition naturally begins to drop because the goal is much easier to reach. We're about to dive into the next 2 steps of our framework, but let's pause for a second. Leo, how are you feeling?
A bit better. Thinking about intelligibility makes the mountain of English look a bit more like a small hill.
I'm glad to hear that. And for those of you watching at home, we have a small favor to ask. We are on a mission to help as many learners as possible break through their inhibition and find their voice.
Yeah, it really helps the channel if you take a second to hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that this lesson is helping people.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We post these conversations every week to make sure you have the tools to stay on track. It's a small click for you, but it means the world to us. Okay, let's get back to the framework.
Okay, I've lowered the stakes. I'm focusing on being understood. But what happens when the conversation goes beyond hello? That's when I get scared.
That's where step 2 comes in, microscripting. Instead of trying to learn everything, you prepare for the high-frequency moments, the things you say every single day.
Like, what do you do? Or how was your weekend?
Exactly. And step 3 is our third power word, consistency.
I knew that one was coming. You can't have a progress talk without consistency.
Because consistency is the quality of always behaving or performing in a similar way. It's the difference between a one-time effort and a lifetime skill. If you practice your microscripts with consistency, they move from your conscious brain to your subconscious.
So the goal is to make these phrases so automatic that my inhibition doesn't even have time to wake up and stop me.
You nailed it. It's about creating a path in the woods. The more you walk it, the easier the path becomes to follow.
But Anna, the woods are huge. I feel like I'm only walking 10 feet a day.
Let's look at the English math using the 1% rule. Most people think they need to improve by 50% in a month. That's impossible, so they quit. But what if you aim to be just 1% better every day?
1% seems tiny. Does that actually do anything?
It does everything. If you improve your English by just 1% every day through consistency, do you know how much better you are after 1 year?
I don't know, maybe 20%?
Math says otherwise. Because of compounding, which is like interest in a bank, if you get 1% better every day for 365 days, you end up 37 times better than when you started.
Wait, what? 37 times? That's insane.
That is the power of logic over emotion. Your brain tells you that your 5-minute practice didn't matter, but the math proves that it's the most important thing you did all day. It's the ultimate boost for your intelligibility.
That 1% rule changes everything. It makes me feel like I don't have to be a hero today. I just have to be 1% of a hero. How do I track this 1%?
You need a physical tool to visualize the compounding. I want you to get a wall calendar, a big one, where you can see the whole month at once.
Not a digital one on my phone?
No, your phone is full of distractions. A physical wall calendar is a statement of intent. Every day that you do your 5-minute microscript or talk to a colleague, you draw a big red X on that date.
Like the don't break the chain method.
Exactly. When you see a string of 10 red X's in a row, your inhibition loses its power. You start to identify as a speaker because you have the physical evidence right there on your wall.
It makes the big picture of the year feel like a game. I just have to make sure I don't leave a gap in the red line.
Let's summarize today's shift so you can walk away with total clarity. Identify the inhibition. Know that the stuck feeling is just a mental break, not a lack of ability.
Prioritize intelligibility. Your goal is to be understood, not to be a perfect grammar machine.
Practice microscripting. Prepare for the high-frequency questions you hear every day.
The 1% rule. Don't aim for a giant leap. Aim for 1% daily growth through consistency.
The wall calendar. Use a physical tool to track your streak and prove your progress to yourself.
I feel so much less failure-prone now. The math doesn't lie. 37 times better in a year? I can do that.
You can, Leo. Just keep walking the path.
We want to see your 1% progress right now. Don't let your inhibitions stop you from participating.
Here is your golden question for the comments. What is one phrase you use every day that helps your intelligibility?
Make sure to use one of our power words, inhibition, intelligibility, or consistency in your response. I'll be checking the comments to see your red X streaks.
Thanks for being part of English Talk. We'll see you in the next lesson.
Bye, everyone.